people want to see like the results of what you've done. Sort of like, well, the stuff's working, so ta-da.
Yes, because I mean you're in the kind of business where you only see it when it doesn't work.
Exactly.
Then it's noticeable to everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. They only ever come to complain. They never come around to say, everything's working absolutely fine. Thanks.
That's why I never wanted to take up and continue the line of work that my parents did when they ran the IT company, because nobody ever brings you, look at this computer with all these specs and everything, and it works flawlessly, and we could just sit there and nice. It's always some crap that doesn't work, and I'm guessing it's the same with
everything.
I mean, yeah, in a garage you can do like the customization stuff, but I mean, those are rare and few between, I guess. So usually you just people bring you a car when it's broken, so you're just fixing other people's problem.
Yeah,
psychologists.
I mean, I guess that's why
kindergartens. I mean, it's all dealing with other people's problems, and it sounds tedious.
I guess that's why you get paid for it.
Isn't that what all work is?
Yes.
Fixing problems, fixing someone else's problem.
Yeah.
Someone has the funds to actually throw money at a problem to make it go away, and you are that converter of you convert money to fixed problems.
Yeah,
exactly. I just wish it was a bit more interesting sometimes.
Yeah, you need to find the niche where the problems are exciting enough that you actually enjoy doing it. I mean, if you really like driving a bus, then maybe bus driver is for you.
But what amazes me though is people are. I mean, for that to work, you need to have someone that has money to throw at someone else to make the problem go away.
Yep.
But for a lot of the problem solving, it takes time, and there is a threshold where the people with the money, they are like, this is the amount of money I want to throw at the problem, and this is the time I then accept it will take. Because I had a talk with a colleague here, and like, yeah, I mean, if they give me 200% workload, that doesn't work. But that is basically because they don't throw 200% of my yearly salary at it. Because, I mean, if they did, I might view the workload differently. So, then the question is, if you throw enough money at it, how fast can you get shit done? That's the interesting thing.
And then it's just a matter of finding people enough to make use of all that money, to convert it into time and problem solved.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can solve a lot of problems very quick, and then I can convert all those money into tools. I'm very efficient. I just have to find someone who is willing to pay the amount of money that I want to fix someone else's problem fast. So, yeah. So again, if you're out there, if you're listening, I'm up for grabs. If you have problems, you want them solved fast, talk to me. But bring your wallet, or if not, I'm going to clam up like an oyster.
This week's episode is sponsored by LinkedIn.
Speaking of LinkedIn, yeah, I found 1/3 of this podcast on LinkedIn today, actually. But you, Phil, you were a bit more elusive.
I was going to say it's not me.
Nope.
No, exactly, it wasn't.
No, it was really fun to have a happy Norwegian find you there. And I saw, Haavard, that you work, you have your day job, and then you work full-time as a YouTuber and full-time as a podcast host as well. So
yeah.
So that's 3 full-time gigs you have going?
Exactly. I mean, it's not a hobby. It's not part time. It's I mean, you're releasing episode twice a week with planning, recording, editing. I mean, if anyone asks, that's a mouthful.
It takes a lot of work to make absolutely no money from this.
Yeah, surprisingly. Ah. I saw someone who did an experiment because people are, I mean, yes, they're posting when they change jobs or they're posting these feel good stories, but the algorithm over at LinkedIn is underfed. So if someone who is used to working towards other social media apply the same rate of posting there, it's very easy to become one of the 1% top posters on LinkedIn, and then you just start popping up everywhere. And I think it was Hank Green who tried that. He would like to be the first one who got to like 1 million followers or something at LinkedIn. The question is, yeah, there is not enough people on LinkedIn to be interested in that. So I think he met the roof there. But yeah, he did a good stint on posting and did fairly well. So
I mean, I've only looked at LinkedIn once, a long time ago, and it struck me as just a lot of people posturing about how wonderful they are, and
Yes.
that I'm also looking for work.
exactly.
Is it more of a case of this is just an echo chamber of lots of people who want a job, but does anybody actually ever get employed?
Yeah, sometimes, because I mean, you either you are looking for jobs, or the company you're at is searching for people. That's the main thing for LinkedIn. And I mean, I only use it for finding out who people are and where they work and what history they have, and where do I know this guy from? Oh yeah, we met at uni, or he worked there at the time, so it must be that's why. But I mean, the people hanging out on LinkedIn all the time, that's a sad use of time, I feel.
You're making a very compelling argument to never have a LinkedIn account.
Well, that depends if you want a job in some kind of different place and you don't know where to go looking. I mean, people tend to. You have to fight off headhunters with a broom, I feel, if you look mildly competent.
I'd consider myself mildly competent. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should, definitely. I've seen worse.
Only mildly. Yeah. It's all a veneer. Don't scratch too deep, otherwise.
We can sand it once, but just lightly.
Exactly. Everything underneath, that's pure Google. How'd you do that? I'll get back to you. Furiously searching.
So your entire job description is, let me Google that for you.
Exactly. Well, you know, what was I watching the other day? I can't remember. That's so annoying. And it's great content. I appreciate it. But someone said that they had an opportunity to speak to Einstein. And they said, Einstein's the cleverest fella in the world. So, you know, just go up and ask him. And, you know, go and they said, what's the atomic weight of something, some element? And he goes, I have no idea. I just look it up on the periodic table. You know, you don't have to retain all this information. You just need to know where to find it.
Yeah.
And utilize it.
Mm.
That was,
And fact checking it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is this reasonable?
I remember I found it interesting because at some point, some of my classmates, they went to one of the bigger universities in Norway, and I went to another. And they have had this tradition that you can only have the simplest of calculators, and they spend the three first year of a master's degree learning all the basics and just memorizing stuff and whatnot. And then the 2 last years is what's interesting. But the school that I went to, I mean, they did not care. I mean, yep, get the calculator that you can punch in whole equations and it will give you step-by-step instructions. And we was like, oh, this is amazing, because we can just look things up. And I remember our first exam. You can bring anything except a device that is connected to the internet and your uncle, which already is an engineer. So you could bring a pallet in with whatever literature you wanted and whatnot, but we realized you have the time constraint, so you have to know where to find what you need for the task that you are presented. You only have 4 hours, so you can't learn everything from scratch that you need to know to ace that exam. And then, of course, you could read it, but you could also, I mean, they made the task difficult because you had all the documents available. So we ended up like having an equally hard time, just on a different level. And what we saw then, of course, I was one of the lazy buggers because, oh, someone offered me a job. I'll take that. I like money. I don't want to spend the 2 extra years in school. But the people who went doing that 2 years extra for a master's degree, they went to the other university and like, yeah, we had a huge advantage because they have been sitting there restricted on the tools and just learning the basics, but we have been given access to everything. And of course, some of the tasks have been, of course, incrementally more deliberately difficult, and that actually turned out to be a good thing for them because they found the next 2 years after that a bit more easy. So just two different approach to the same thing. So
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's no right and wrong. It's just different ways to get somewhere.
yeah, just two different ways to end up in the corporate echo chamber, running from meetings to meetings, not having time to do anything.
Yeah, you have to work really hard not to end up there.
Yeah, you have to have a plan and stick to it to avoid that. So.
Do please tell me the secret to what that is. But no, I suppose it's like people who like make stuff, only ever make stuff off of plans, or just make stuff up as they go along. You know, like they've done it long enough, or they haven't done it long enough to know that they don't want plans, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I had someone comment on one of my older videos fairly recently, asking me what plans I used when I made my Dutch tool chest. I didn't use any plans. I just made it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of back and forth about, well, how did you know how big to make it? I was like, well, I just made it as big as I needed it to be. These are the tools that are going in it. It's going to be this big, you know. And I think this blew their mind a little bit. Sort of like, what? No plans, no dimensions, no. Just, you know, yeah, I'm a hobbyist at all these things. I'm just making it up as I go along.
No plans and a very ad hoc approach to any problem that comes along the way. All right, I need a box, so you start building it, and then, all right, I need hinges, and then you go in your box of random stuff, and all right, I found 2 matching hinges here. They're slightly big, so then I'll have to do this to the box, and now it works. So yeah,
exactly. Do I cut these hinges down, or do I make the box bigger to accommodate them?
Yeah.
The world's your oyster. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be restrained. But I mean, sometimes I do stop and think, is this me kind of knowing what I'm doing, or am I in that zone that you described, that you don't know what you don't know, so you don't realize what you're lacking?
I think
because sometimes I am there.
Known unknowns.
I think they did a survey once, and it turns out that most entrepreneurs within any field, they are not like trained within that field. And then someone drew the parallel: you will never get an engineer to be a entrepreneur because they always see the problems, and you need to calculate, and you need to have plans, and you need to have contingencies before you can even start building. While an entrepreneur sees, all right, we need a bridge here, start building. And then all right, bridges are maybe not the best example because they have a tendency of falling down. But yeah, turns out that the people who make it in this world, they don't think too much, they just do. And that's my downfall there.
Yeah.
I think
And to
I
have a
think more than I
successful-
do.
And to have a successful company, you need both kinds of people. Because I mean, if you let the engineers just sit there and think and calculate, nothing will get done because they think about it too much.
Yeah, we've calculated this down to the absolute nth degree, and we've decided the best course of action is to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah. The safest thing is to not do it at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I still want paying for all these hours that I've calculated the fact that we shouldn't do anything.
Yeah. A lot of money, because I've saved you a lot of money by not doing this at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the saddest result. We've done the calculation and we shouldn't do this. I mean, then that feels so wasted.
Maybe
I hate those kind of projects.
maybe that can be the idea for a consultancy. I mean, if you want a very extensive report on why something shouldn't be done because you don't want to spend the money on it, then hire us. We'll have a team of crack engineers to come up with every reason why this is unsafe, not economically viable.
This is a terrible idea. You'll become a social pariah.
Yeah.
Your family will never speak to you again.
The Get Out Incorporated. We find a solution for it, not do it. But the term crack engineer felt a bit... I'm not sure I want them working on my project, actually. They have some wild ideas.
Yep, I remember this. I think it was an ad, but it was for a company that like handles shipping. So if you forgot to buy a birthday gift to your spouse or something, you call this company. Of course, you buy the gift, and they take it, and then they bang it up and weather the packaging and mislabel it, and then they deliver it to your doorstep. Like, we are very sorry, but this has been the round trip to Peru, and then it was misplaced and mislabeled in our warehouse. So, but here it is. And they're like, "Oh, you remembered after all. It just got lost in the mail." And that was their service, to just give you a plausible reason for why it didn't arrive on time.
Except then it's just like, every year, my birthday present...
But no other packages ever get lost.
But it's always this specific one. It always ends up going to Peru. Really weird, isn't it?
But then again, of course, KJ don't have to think about this at all, because he's living in Sweden and have PostNord, which actually perform this service
it's a
for
buy
free.
roll every time. Yeah, I mean, I think it works rather well as long as you don't cross the borders. Then it's anything can happen.
It's open season.
Yes, very much so.
Will it arrive? Maybe.
Well, I think everything has arrived, but at what year? Who knows?
Yes, but in a timely fashion and in the right place. Well...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fashionably late is more than a timely fashion, I feel.
Fashionably late. And I know you wanted it delivered to this country, but we felt it would be better if it went here. Don't send things there. Oh dear, no.
No. But to segue onto making, though, I have been pleasantly surprised by our friends in China, because they have started using one of them. I mean, yes, you have to pay for shipping now, but they're using renowned companies and one of them actually also delivers on Saturdays. So I woke up this Saturday with a message on my phone: a package has been delivered to your mailbox. And I put on my PJs and ran over and picked up, and yeah, I have now 4 LED letters that can spell, I mean, a vast array of words, but the one I'm thinking is starts with an F and ends in uk. But I'm not sure yet. I don't have the time to do it this week, but I'm thinking about an oak base with all those letters just popping up like a neon sign, silently describing the situation in the world of today.
Yeah, that's a art piece statement, definitely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So the question is, easiest to do it on batteries, but I don't know how much power they're drawing. I think there are. I mean, if it's 1 watt each, I mean, it doesn't last forever. But do I want the
Long
hassle
enough.
with the cable? Yeah. Long enough for a YouTube video, but I mean, if it turns out nice, it would be
Exactly.
nice to have it somewhere.
Exactly. Every project only needs to make it to the end of the video.
Exactly.
If it immediately falls apart afterwards, no one's ever going to know.
Well, if you want to display it on a wall in the background for coming videos, perhaps.
Yeah.
No, maybe. Yeah. I'll just take a really good picture of it.
and frame that and hang it on the wall.
Hang it up in the gallery. The gallery of makes. No, you can't see that again. No. I gave it away to a friend.
Mr. Trash Can.
Any of you ever done that? Taken something that you've made and then just decided, Dad, you know what? Actually, I need these bits of, the hardware or the wood, or just gone, nah, I can live without this. No.
I don't think so when it comes to projects that's gone up on YouTube, at least.
Stumped. No.
Well, I have redesigned stuff. So yeah, I have actually.
No, the table that was on my balcony was made from a pallet, and that became. I mean, that was like a very, very early thing I made. I really didn't know what I was doing. So
and then you suddenly needed to ship something again, and I need a pallet.
No, I didn't turn it back into a pallet. No, but I decided, well, all these planks are fine, and all these screws are fine. They're just put together in the wrong order. So I just took it all apart and gave it a good shove, and it completely fell to pieces. And I just reused all of it to make another table. And then about 2 years later, I did it all over again.
So how many lives has that table got?
Well, it's currently on its 3rd incarnation. And this time it's actually built properly. Well, properly is debatable. It's built more sturdily, so it doesn't fall apart.
Well, now Phil thinks that, at least. But what will, in 2 years' time, Phil think?
Time
Will
to
he
go.
redesign it again, or do you think he will be satisfied?
Well, I'm thinking this is untreated timber that's been outside for knocking on for 10 years now. I think it's probably just about done.
That's quite possible, yeah.
Yeah. So when this version falls apart, which it undoubtedly will, I'll get another pallet.
But that's interesting. I mean, we have for the last couple of years been flooded of people making tables out of pallets and whatnot. Has anyone done the exact opposite? Like, I need to ship something, I need a pallet, but instead of buying it, you go on an online marketplace and find an old IKEA table and you convert it to a pallet just to ship something else, and that's the entire concept.
I haven't seen anyone making it from a table, especially an IKEA one. But I know some people have done pallets. I mean, James from Fixit Fingers made one as well,
Yeah.
claiming that he was the one who made all the hardwood pallets that everyone could build their tables from. And didn't Paul Jackman make a river pallet or something like that as well?
Possibly.
Yeah, and Bourbon Moth made the world's most expensive one, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that's just like any art project. You just price it high enough, and yeah, it's the most expensive, this or that.
I mean, it's only the most expensive if someone actually wants to pay it, because I can say that. I mean, a piece of wood that I found is costs $10 billion, but if no one's going to pay it, it's not worth that actually. Something is only worth it if someone pays for it.
It's all about the marketing, isn't it? How you dress it up.
And that is not my strong suit.
Yeah, it's like your bus driver. Yeah, I'm a bus driver, or I get paid to travel. I drive a £500,000 vehicle. I've got a corner office.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So
I guide people on a journey to their destination. Yeah, I mean, yes, you're going to be a spiritual leader. Yeah,
I help people go places.
absolutely, you help people in their mobility, social mobility optimizer.
Oh, you should really be writing these.
Quick, somebody get a pen.
If only I had a notebook. Well. But it is an interest. Go on.
So, no, I was just going to use this awkward silence to welcome everyone to the Make Crude Mistakes podcast. I think that's 25 minutes into the episode. That's a good place to start, isn't it?
It's fine.
Yeah. And everyone knows who everyone is, I feel. So, has anyone been up to something fun last week? Any making done?
I made a new watch strap for my watch because
Ooh.
the old one was falling apart.
Is that something that you do every year, every other year, or something like that, because you wear them out, or?
No, this last watch strap I bought about 15 years ago.
Okay, that's paid for.
But all the metal bits are still fine.
Yeah,
So the leather, again, a natural product. It wears out, it shrinks, it cracks. You can condition it as much as you like, but just years and years of just sweat and bending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wears out. And I really like the watch strap, so I just made myself another one in the same style. Slightly different leather. Very simple. Nothing too fancy. And I did record everything and then realised that my microphone wasn't connected for about half of the recording. And and I think the footage is all quite boring, so whether it's going to be a video, I don't know. Maybe.
Try it at least.
Yeah, I can stick it. Or maybe I might just edit it down as like a short or something.
Yeah, it's something.
Because it's a lot. Again, I did it here because it was absolutely horrible weather outside, and thought I don't need to be in the workshop for this. I can do this at my desk. So it's two very dull camera angles, either to the left or to the right. So I think of the sort of 2 hours it took me, I could probably get 5 minutes of something out of it.
Well, that depends on how much of a voiceover you want to do, talking about life and bus drivers and everything. I mean, try that. Just ramble on something about the passing of time and see how it goes.
Time, that cruel mistress. Always taking, never giving.
It's a mistress that sleeps around as well.
Oh, there. Everybody's.
Yep.
Everybody's got it.
Everybody's cruel mistress.
Where does she find the time?
Well, she takes it from all of
She
us.
steals it from everyone. Yeah. She's like Scrooge McDuck, but with clocks. Just diving
Oh,
in.
that must sound horrible in that money bin.
Yeah. Just diving into a massive pool of time.
I mean,
Would that make you younger or older?
I suppose everybody else gets older. It's a bit like Dorian Gray.
Ah, yeah, you're stealing there. Yeah. That scans.
Somewhere there's a clock going backwards. We're all a bit tired and a little bit strange this evening.
I mean, you can use this audio just for that video. That's a couple of minutes at least you got.
Yeah.
I was just thinking
Make it
if
work
Salvador Dali did a Pink Floyd music video.
Yeah, that could be it.
That could totally work. I'd watch that. I like Dali. I like the Floyd.
Yeah.
The perfect mashup.
Great.
Enough about me and my weird abstract concepts. I was going to say constructs. Well, it is a strange construct. How about you two? What have you been making?
Yeah. Haavard?
KJ?
I was first.
Not me.
Well, I've done two things. The first thing is it's a good thing. I built two legs for a wooden flanellograph. I mean, it's the portable red wall. So I made the triangular feet support for that. Went beautifully. So now I need to go to the hardware store and get the OSB to smack on it, and then I'm basically ready to just pack everything in boxes. And then last night I got some motivation, so I took all the leather bellows apart, just put silicone on all the seams and screwed back together again to make it airtight. And I realized it's not gonna work. I mean, in theory, but it's not gonna. I think the valves are too heavy, so you need too much pressure. So I think my motors are underpowered, and even if I go with bigger motors, I don't think I'll have the airflow big enough for the entirety of the wind chest and whatnot, because I never did calculations. I just build stuff. But then you get the interesting question. If you midway in a project, you realize this is not going to work, do you stop and just redo everything and then from scratch, and then you work past the point I am now, and then you theoretically might run into another problem that might get you to reset once over again, or do you just complete it to just figure out if there is anything else that's not going to work, so you have like accumulated all the errors for the next iteration. Now that's the thing I'm going for, because I can't be bothered redoing it, so I'm just gonna put it together to have a YouTube video, and then if it doesn't work, which it's like 95% probability, then I'm gonna put it in a box and not think about it for a long time.
Yeah, you just wheel it out into the garden, set fire to it, and pretend it never happened.
That is. I mean, to be fair though, those two bellows they look very much like these old air blowers for a fireplace, so it would be only fitting. Maybe I could repurpose them. I could make them. I mean, it takes a bit of time to get the fireplace going when you are. So I should have one of those. So maybe I could make a automated yeah, whatnot, or maybe Rasmus too would want one. I mean, he's got a forge. He need a blower, I think, or two.
Well, no,
Oh,
I don't think you should wheel it outside and set fire to it. Um, yeah, I have done that, and I've done things which are so say complete, but ended up not being brilliant. But that's mainly from my own ignorance. So the very early thing I made was a mirror for our bathroom, which was held on just with, there's holes in the mirror, so I put screws through the mirror. And it's like, well, wood moves. I thought,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't move that much, does it? Yeah, it does. If you put it in a warm, humid environment, yes, it does. And eventually this mirror just split.
learning experience.
A learning experience, exactly. I've still got the frame, and it's still knocking around in the garage. I've still, at one point, I think I'm going to fix this. I'm going to do it again, but no, I haven't.
But I mean, you're not afraid to show mistakes on a channel, Haavard. I mean, that's kind of your thing.
Yeah.
And you have had some projects that they didn't really work out, and I mean, with a project like the Hellcorder, that's an epic saga. Then it's no problem that this avenue didn't work. Let's paddle back a bit and try another one and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
And I still have the vacuum cleaner, so I can always make noise.
yeah.
But,
Yeah, speaking of noise, you said that you could use it as a bellows for a blacksmith. I mean, you could make the most annoying blacksmith bellows with with a couple of recorders set on different tones. So as soon as you turn on the
yeah, or I think, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the holes that I drilled match these inserts in these dog toys. And those are relatively cheap. So you can get those squeaky thingamabobs from those and put in.
those chickens that you squeeze and they go, Wah!
Exactly.
I'll just bypass the bellows entirely and just attach a leaf blower.
Yeah.
Two-stroke.
I would love that aesthetically, but that's the reason why I would ditch the vacuum cleaner. It's too noisy. Because believe it or not, 25 recorders are easily drowned out by one single vacuum cleaner. So it makes no sense, but it turned out to be true. I mean, if you want to keep them at a playable level, I mean, you can crank up the air, but then you will never get a melody out of them. But the question is, was that ever the case? Who knows? But that being said, I am ready for something. I would like to give it a break and find another long-term project, because as KJ pointed out, I mean, I do long-term projects. I need one. And yesterday, I was stumbling along online marketplaces, and I found someone selling a Fireman Sam, one of those kiddie ride fairground trucks, the one who rocks back and forth while they play music. And it was in mint condition. I like, ooh, this would be a nice winter project to just cut the bottom plate out and attach it to a go-kart. Turns out that there is one guy in England who did this for his son, but he just popped it onto a mobility scooter, and I mean it looked great, and it probably worked a lot better than me strapping a two-stroke engine to it, but yeah, it's not flamboyant enough. So I sent the guy a message. It's still available. It's liftable by two persons, but my wife is going away for a week tomorrow, so I'm going to left with two toddlers, so bringing them to get that, I mean, they would be ecstatic, of course, because it is in full working condition, so we would just plop it in the living room for a week for them to have at it, but I'm still not sure.
Just for the week that your wife is away, right?
Yeah.
You might coming home to a fairground.
But it is like, ooh, it is 250 pounds. And I'm like, ooh. And I mean, it's, once you buy it, it's going to take up the majority of the floor in my workshop. So you are kind of committed. And I'm like, oh, is this what I struggle to commit to anything now before the Maker Festival, but it might be sold before that. Then again, then my problem is solved. So we'll see.
What other parts could you get from that? If you remove the car part, I mean, there's some kind of motor and some kind of axle moving inside it, and some plinkety plonk sounds and some lights.
Yeah, the lights and the music I need to retain, because you should be able to press the buttons and get the Fireman's theme tune.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the rocking mechanism, it's basically a foundation. It has 2 wheels on it, so you can move it around. And yeah, you could probably have
It's fairly strong.
I imagine the rocking motion is probably just some sort of cam, would it not?
Yeah, most likely just one single cam for an electric motor. So, I mean, you could make a baby rocker. I mean, our kids are too old now, so need to find something else to. I mean, a rocking chair. I mean, I'm getting older now, so maybe I should get a rocking chair. I'm not sure.
Automatic rocking chair. Imagine that.
You know, I realized something at work yesterday, because they refurbished the office and it's now like all fancy and modern and free seating and whatnot. But what they have is around the office landscape, it's something that they call office oasis. And they have these massage chairs. And usually you have to pay quite a lot of money for 10 minutes on those, but these ones are free. And I don't think a lot of people have the time or just think about using them. So I was walking over, I was going to fix something, and I'm like, God damn it, I got 10 minutes. I don't have time for lunch. I'm standing here. There's no point in going back because I'm going to a meeting. And then I just saw this door, the lounge room, and then, oh, it's just a small cupboard with a massage chair. Yeah, all right. I just flicked the sign on the door to occupy it and pressed play for 10 minutes. And oh my God, I had to run for that meeting because I did not want to get up again. I could probably just go in the office at 7 o'clock and stay there until like I had to go home again. That was yeah, why don't everybody have chairs like that? People would never leave the office.
Should now be conducting all business from the massaging chair room.
Would that be frowned upon? You sitting in that, just hearing a soft brrr in the background while you're talking.
You use the blurred background. So the only problem is when they ask you something. Do you have any input on this, Howard? No, I don't. I don't see any issues here.
So, don't we pay for a nice big office for you? Well, yes, but it doesn't have a massage chair in it. Tell you what, you take the massage chair, stick it in the office, my productivity will go up by 3%.
Yeah, but over a year, that has paid for the chair and then some.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It would go up more, but I'm just so relaxed, I just can't be bothered.
That's the problem.
Catch-22.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were smart though, instead of having it being free, it should be the paid version, but not with money, but yeah, for every meeting,
or overtime,
every KPI goal you have reached, or every internal survey or phishing email you have flagged, you get 5 minutes runtime on your massage chair.
Do you have to use that sort of, weekly, or can you sort of like accrue that over the year and then just basically have a month in the chair?
Yeah.
Calling it the chair feels a bit rough as well. It makes it sound like you have a bad version that's just electric shocks beside it for the people who don't reach all goals.
Exactly. Your key performance indicators are way down. So you also have chair type. No, not that one. Not that chair.
The other chair.
The other one. The one with all the nails sticking out of it. And also plugged into the mains.
So sit very carefully.
Also known as the continuity tester. So how about you then, KJ? Done any interesting this week?
Well, I think so. I mean, at the moment, I feel I'm burning my candles at both ends, and maybe some in the middle as well. Both at work and everywhere. It feels like. But I think since last we talked, I finished all the pewter casting things. I think I filmed the last stuff just the day after we recorded the last episode. So that is all filmed and ready to be edited. I think I have done a rough edit of all the clips, but now I'm at the point that this does not need to be a 40-minute video. This should not be a 40-minute video. Let's go in with the big scissors and cut it down to something manageable, and see if there's actually something viewable in there somewhere. Because my initial thought didn't really pan out. Well, it was mostly I'm too boring when I freestyle. I can't really do that. Trying to do stuff and talking at the same time. That's not listenable, at least not for me. And then I realized that the microphone I was using, something was wrong with the settings, because it barely recorded audio. It recorded, but it was really low. But yeah, I wanted some kind of continuity. That's not the word, but you know what I mean. So I didn't try to fix it. But then after I was finished, okay, and now I'm gonna sit down and actually try to fix the microphone. And then it worked perfectly on the first try. I didn't change any settings or anything, so I don't know why it was like it was. But other than that, I mean, we are approaching the winter times, so we have to focus on getting the garden kind of ready for winter time as well. So that's been some cleaning of flower beds and cutting of hedges and that sort of thing. And I realized that I need to get some lights up for the pergola as well for the winter time, so we actually can see some stuff. So I've got some lights and ordered some cables and that sort of thing. So that's probably gonna be something to do in the coming week. It looks like. So yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I've done made a couple of Norwegians disappointed as well. Coming out saying that I'm not going to Skaperfestivalen this year. So it was really nice, people asking if I was coming and that sort of thing, but no, just don't have the time for it this year, sadly. So you have to do without me over there.
Yeah, I see there are some people joining, so I mean we're not going to be alone there. And I saw there's going to be the annual pre-party over at Rasmus's place as well. Yeah. I just completely forgot about that. So, of course, I'm going to spend the Friday getting shit to the library, and then I thought I was going to go home and sleep, but now I have to find a place to ditch my car to go and have a beer there, and then go back into the city again. So, yeah. We'll see. It's going to be nice, but I mean, it adds to the logistics.
Yeah. You see if you can park your car at Rasmus's.
Yeah, that might actually be. I mean, if there is room there and it's free, I'm gonna think about it, because I need the car again on Sunday to get shit back again. So, yeah, I kind of regret saying yes now. I mean, it would be nice. not going at all actually, or just popping in for the day and like say hello to people and leave again. So I don't know what I thought
Yeah.
about, but I'm a people pleaser. That's
But not a people guy.
yeah. I mean, I can't help it. I'm such an outgoing, attention-seeking.
And I believe you.
I don't even believe myself mid-sentence. So, yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute. No, I just realised that's someone else, isn't it?
Yeah, someone completely different.
That's that other guy.
Yeah.
That friendly, generous guy with all the friends.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard about him, never seen him.
Oh, he sounds awful.
But
Yeah.
Don't associate yourself with him.
and of course, to add to that is it's been some beautiful days, and I've done the same as you, KJ. I've been wrapping up in the garden, getting the pathway to even closer to completion. Cut the hedge between me and the neighbor. So I think almost everything is under roof that needs to be it, and then there is some plant and shrubbery that needs attending to. But other than that, it's getting closer. But there is always something I forget until the first snow. So just a question: what is it going to be this year?
Let's hope it's nothing important.
Sounds like you have a lot of preparation to do up that way for the winter season.
Well, that depends on how easy you want your life to be.
Yeah, or which state or how much work you would like to do in the springtime when things are popping up again. So
Yeah.
Work now to be lazy later.
exactly.
Yeah.
And not cringe every time you see your house from the outside and realize all the things you haven't done.
Yeah. Down this way, we don't really prepare for winter.
You barely don't have winter.
It just accepts it's going to be a bit cold and wet.
Yeah.
And if there is some snow, first of all, everyone loses their minds and everything shuts. Trains grind to a halt, airports shut down, and my place is just so. Just a light dusting in the car park is, oh no, that's a risk liability. Everyone's working from home. So it never used to be like that. But I suppose, I don't know. And people forget how to drive in snow.
I mean, that's the bad thing. I mean, it's not hard to drive in snow, but you need to know what you're doing.
It's just different.
Yeah.
But it's not difficult. But yeah, I mean, I grew up in rural Wales above the snow line, so it snowed a lot up there. A lot for the UK.
Yeah.
So most winters we had snow, whereas if you're down at sea level, you didn't get any.
No.
So you learn to drive in the snow, but but even just when it's like raining heavily and you still see people on the motorway, no lights on, outside lane, hammering down, aquaplaning away. Sort of like, just adapt. Adapt or die. It looks like you're going to die.
Yeah.
But it's still a problem though, because I mean, you may know how to drive a car, but you might meet a dickhead who doesn't. And I was born in a part of Norway where you need a car to get to places, so there is a car culture, and of course, at the first sight of snow, everybody was, I mean, let's go out and find parking lots and go as much sideways as possible until someone wraps their car around the lamppost and everybody, okay, we should call it a night. But that means that I am fairly comfortable in wintertime, and but still, I mean, if there's just a flinch of snow here, I mean, the buses are like left and right blocking the way, and people are swerving around on summer tires. So, I mean, it still is dangerous. So I am there now. That all right, if they are, if the forecast says snow tomorrow, I have home office because it's yeah, I don't want to get hurt by someone else.
So you can be the best at it as you can, but it's always other people, isn't it?
Exactly.
There's no accounting for people.
Yeah, I mean, no one has to ask me twice to have home office, so.
Not something I can do, unfortunately.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean,
Have
you
you
can't do
tried?
everything from home.
Well,
You need more lackeys then. You can boss around.
that's the thing. If your job is like, basically frontline support, there's not a lot you can do from miles away.
You actually need to be on the front lines.
Exactly.
No, but
Yeah. This needs plugging in. Well, I can write it on my list of things to do when I'm next in. Sure.
I'm not sure. I mean, every time we want something done, we have to register a case in some online system, and then you get a ticket on email that says your case has been registered, and then it can take 1 to 7 work days before you get a reply, not a solution, but a reply, and then you take it from there. So you could surely set up a system like that and accumulate, and then all right, I'll go in on Thursday, and here's a list of the things that need plugging in, and for the rest of the days you're just like you're delaying the reply, and then you ask them for some nonsensical input, and then let them chew on that for a couple of days before you reply. I mean, I see a viable solution here.
Exactly. Your problem is very important to us, and we will fix it in 3 to 6 working months.
Yeah. You are at our most top priority.
Exactly. You are in a queue. You are number 4,776. And we will attempt to answer your question in the next 7 years.
What I have realized, though, is if someone asks you a question, either on email or on a team chat or whatever, don't reply. Wait. Because if it's really urgent, they either ask someone else or they try a bit more themselves. So instead of being a good boy and replying right away, give it until after lunch. Most likely you will get back and they're like, I solved it. And then, of course, either they got someone else to fix it and it's not your problem, or they fixed it themselves and they learned something. So you're doing them a favor. So you need to have a bit of a more laid-back approach. Give people the opportunity to blossom as people.
We're empowering the end user by fixing their problems themselves.
Exactly.
Exactly. No, a lot of problems do. If you just leave them, most problems will go away. Either they'll work out what they've done wrong, it'll fix itself, or it wasn't that important actually, and I can't be bothered.
The only thing you have to think of is, will they, in their own tinkering and trying to fix stuff, make everything worse for you?
Always potentially a danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I laughed out loud here the other day, and I seldom do that when I read something, but what someone said, 95% of the things that you worry about never happen. And then someone just chipped in, worrying works. So that's the take on that. And I laughed out loud. Like, yeah, I'm going around worrying about everything, but yeah, it helps.
So that's why I've not been attacked by sharks yet.
Yeah.
Yes, I live in a landlocked country, so the opportunity for sharks to get me is quite low, but it could happen.
It could happen.
It's never none. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I could be visiting SeaWorld, and there could be a freak accident in which I fall in the tank with the sharks. Could happen. Probably won't, but it could. So I should be concerned about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's my exit strategy?
And it's probably still a better statistics than winning the lottery, and you're playing that, so of course you should worry about the odd shark attack on broad daylight mid-country.
Maybe I should just go and place a bet on, the odds on me being attacked by a shark. And put some money on that instead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Sharks are a really bad example, actually, when you look at it, because, I mean, people hurt by, I think, is it people killed by sharks is really low. And if you flip it, how many sharks we kill, that's astronomical in comparison. But more people are killed by cows every year, by falling vending machines and that sort of thing. So it's sharks aren't really that bad.
I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and someone was saying that they were scarred for life because they watched Jaws when they were like 6 years old, and they were far too young to be watching this, and had an absolute lifelong fear of sharks. And the way they got over it was by doing lots of research about sharks, and sort of like, well, actually, sharks, for the most part, don't really give a shit about you. They'll just get on with their day, unless you're, right up in their business, and they'll go, you look like a nice snack. But they probably won't actually come and find you and eat you and attack you.
No, I mean, most sharks don't want to eat you either. They think that you're a seal. And then they try to bite, and no, that's not fatty enough. Let's go somewhere else.
Oh, this tastes horrible.
Yeah. So I think tiger sharks, they eat anything. I mean, they found like bicycles and stuff in their stomachs. And bull sharks are famously mostly in rivers where it's really shallow water and really warm, nice. It's where you want to go bathing, and they are very territorial, so they just attack. But otherwise, I think most sharks are just not interested in people. Well, it's what are they called? The ocean, the white-finned something. Yeah, my youngest really likes sharks. That's why I know about them.
Advanced shark knowledge.
Yeah, the white-finned ocean shark, I think they're called. They are responsible for most deaths because they are far out in the ocean, where not a lot of people are, unless there's been a big boat going down. And then when people are swimming around and you see in movies that like 20 people disappear every night, that's probably those sharks just circling and taking what they like.
But that's the thing. Being killed by a shark, that's okay. And of course, dying of natural causes, fair enough, nothing dramatic there. But I mean, if I was one of those getting killed by a falling vending machine, I would be pissed. But that is, come on! I mean, you could do better than this. I mean, either let me die in my sleep or do it spectacularly.
And if you were killed by a falling vending machine, I mean, I would at least think that you were messing with the machine, trying to tip it over to get free candy or something like that, and it fell over you. So it's probably your own fault as well.
Used correctly, a vending machine shouldn't kill you.
But it might.
Maybe. Sorry, I'm fascinated now. I'm now searching for toilet-related injuries and deaths.
I'm guessing that is even more than vending machines.
No, there's slipping in wet bathrooms. I remember something that X amount of people are killed each year by a toilet.
Just hitting their head on it. Yeah. Toilets were one thing that I was very scared of when I was a kid. Just when that age when you transition from a potty to actually sitting on the toilet properly without any extra seat and that sort of thing. About the same time as I did that transition, I saw on the community, information TV program, about rats in the sewers, and there were a film of a rat going through the sewer and coming up through the toilet. And I grew up on a farm. We have some rats there. So I was bloody terrified that a rat would poke up over the toilet and bite me in the balls. And that was a fear I had for many years growing up.
Oh, you might have had it growing up. I did not have that fear until today, but now surely.
You're welcome.
Where is that?
But while Phil is Googling that, I have some updates on toiletry myself. But I mean, that feels only fitting for a half pint.
Yeah, I was thinking that we are really transitioning into half pint territory here. Just Phil starting to Google toilets. So
Half pint flag.
yeah, half pint flag definitely.
Half pint flag. We've got to lead the half pint with the Erfurt latrine disaster of 1184.
That sounds perfect. Have a great whatever you're having until then.
Until then, goodbye.
Please come back.
Don't you think that our audience is as interested in toilet accidents as we are?